It's all a part of this Epstein file. Uncle Luke had Jay-Z on the couch and he had the girls off there freaking off while he was watching and everything. Jay couldn't take his eye off the girls now.
What do you think about that?
Epstein was a CIA Mossad asset that was recruited and was doing a blackmail operation.
I think if she could have the choice between getting what did she get, $50 billion, or not getting the syphilis.
We have shocking news, folks. The latest Epstein files drop has everyone stunned. Jay-Z is one of the big names mentioned. There have been rumors for years about Jay-Z and how he handles young people. But now, with these new horrifying details, it looks like the FBI is finally taking a closer look.
Posted the article on his page and wrote the caption, "I know I'm late on this, but this is kinda crazy. What do you do to get thrown into that mix?" And he posted a picture of Jay-Z and wrote the caption, "Damn, they got my man Jay in the Epstein files. I gotta do a doc on this."
Latest tranche of Epstein files from the Department of Justice contains around 3 million documents, thousands of still photographs, and hundreds of hours of video recording.
After reviewing old reports from the Epstein case, federal investigators found resurfaced anonymous tips sent to a federal hotline right after Epstein's arrest. In one tip, a caller made serious claims about Jay-Z and Harvey Weinstein going back to the 1990s. It suggests Jay-Z and Epstein might have crossed paths, especially since victims have said famous celebrities were on Epstein's island.
With regard to Epstein and some of the celebrity or well-known powerful people who are involved here.
Of course there is.
Absolutely. I'm probably more afraid of the people we don't know about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The people you don't know about, the people who know that they may be on any kind of list that is.
People who are purposely trying to get that list to stay away or not be on that list. That's who scares me.
Powerful celebrities like these often silence victims with blackmail or big money to keep everything hidden. But with this latest batch of Epstein files, Jay-Z and others can't stay in the shadows anymore. The public eye is on them now.
At 3 victims that I've been working with, victims of the Carters, that were ready to come forward. This might help them feel a little more confident now.
Jaguar Wright, of course, has been speaking louder than ever about this.
Jaguar Wright is speaking out louder than ever. She says Jay-Z has avoided real scrutiny for years, even though people behind the scenes knew about troubling things. One big claim: Jay-Z brought Rihanna into the country as a minor. Rihanna herself confirmed she was young when signed. She said Jay-Z made her sign a contract. She was 16-17 in 2005 when Def Jam signed her.
So nervous. I was shaking literally. But the moment I walked into the office, the atmosphere was so warm and welcoming.
And you had to sing a cappella for him?
Yes, I had to sing. I sang Quantum Replay. I sang another ballad from the album last time.
So then what did he say to you? He said something to you.
Oh yes, he said, "We don't sign songs here, we sign artists." And there was this little pause and I was nervous. But then he said, "And we're interested." And there was this sudden feel of relief.
But then he said something about a window and a door.
Oh, then he said, he did it whole word.
I did a lot of homework on you, Miss Lady.
He said, there are 2 ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal signed or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor.
Jaguar says she was around when Rihanna got signed and heard people talking about how young she was. She claims Rihanna spent a lot of time with powerful adults without family watching. As her career grew, her team changed and she was kept under tight control.
15-year-old girl who had been flown to the United States without parental supervision or a chaperone, brought to a grown man's office in a large corporate Manhattan building. Everybody knew when she flew in. I was there the day she got signed. Everyone was talking about it. And the 6 hours that she spent with him, and the 4 hours that she spent alone with him with no parental supervision. Her father didn't show up to the next day to come and collect the check. Jonathan, hey, you should talk to Jonathan.
Please.
Because Jonathan was there. He was right there working with Rihanna. And it was right when they started crafting her to be seen as a brand and commodity only and not a person. And when I talk to Jonathan now, just to hear him when he thinks of his teenage daughters, he was like, Rihanna was the same age my girls are now. I couldn't imagine putting my daughters through what we put her through. And then the next thing you know, she was removed from that first team from Palm the Replay and replaced with all new handlers and kept sheltered in Los Angeles, where she was going out to parties and partying at 15, 16, 17 years old, hanging out at the Rainbow Room, hanging out. Yeah, like it was one of my friends who found out she was 17 when everyone thought she was 21. And he was like, yo, why do y'all got me carrying this girl around? And she's, it's cool, it's cool.
She also went on to talk about how Jay-Z had other.
Jaguar also talks about another teenager Jay-Z was involved with Foxy Brown. This story doesn't get talked about as much, but it deserves attention too.
At 15, 16, 17 years old. She was running all around Philadelphia because Jay-Z promised her that they could be, normal when she wasn't with Corrupt. Corrupt was her fake boyfriend, which is why when they tried to use her to say that she was actually in the car and there with Keepy D and all of that, I'm like, that girl wasn't even there. These women are pawns. Inga Marchand at 14 years old, 14 and a half, going on 15 years old, singing highly explicit and sexually charged, lyrics all written by Sean Carter. What kind of 27-year-old girl
describes Jay-Z as someone who controls his image very carefully? People see him as perfect, but Jaguar believes it's all staged behind the scenes. In her words, power and control matter more to him than talent. That's where his possible Epstein connections come in. Epstein used his twisted ways to get blackmail on big celebrities and politicians. He silenced anyone who spoke out. Jaguar says Jay-Z operates the same way.
He died because of your...
He was targeted because he's my son.
He
was about to face me. I saw his death when he was 19. I moved us here to stop it, to prevent it, to avoid it. They take them anyway to show you what the harm is. Giovanni, his death is why I do what I do.
Now slapped with lawsuits from women who allege that he not only took advantage of them,
Jay-Z has already faced lawsuits from women claiming he took advantage of them when they were underage. When you add these to the existing allegations, it's harder to ignore Jay-Z as possibly connected to Epstein. Gene Deal recently came out and said these claims about Jay-Z are very real.
How he was, and it ain't no allege. It ain't no allege. These little girls was from our block. These little girls was from our block. Miss Pleasant ran with them. They all ran together and came to parties and shit like that. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm gonna let Miss Pleasant, I'm gonna try to talk her into telling that story. So y'all bear with me when she come back. She gonna see this, but I'm like, look at that situation where Uncle Luke had Jay-Z on the couch and he had the girls off there freaking off while he was watching and everything. Jay couldn't take his eye off the girl.
Gene Deal thinks the Epstein files could cause big trouble for powerful people in music. Including Jay-Z, he says stories people used to laugh at are now lining up with what's coming out.
Oh, he was in his late 20s, almost 30.
No, he was 30. That nigga was 30. I know.
Okay.
That nigga was 30 years old or better. Because I didn't know he was that old.
He used to pull up on the block and pick us up. This is the thing. They were messing with each other. They were locked in for 2 whole years. And...
Well, Jay was locked in with a lot of people because in the day, I ain't gonna speak on it, but...
but what?
But nothing. Because you ain't gonna speak on your friend, don't speak on my shit.
Okay.
And I ain't gonna tell it.
Because I know that you know that I know that you know. that I know what you
Don't play yourself, all right? Young girls.
Yeah, he was.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
I did not lie.
I know this for a fact.
This wasn't no capping the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
You understand? So now when these files come out and they start speaking about these cats and they sexapades,
Interview 10 Gene also explains how powerful families protect themselves. When accusations start, people close to stars go into defense mode, lawyers step in, images get protected, and silence is the plan. Some know the truth but stay quiet because speaking out could destroy them. He says politicians and leaders who once stood proudly with artists are now nervous. No one wants their name tied to something that could ruin their legacy. All this talk leads to Beyonce. Beyonce has said publicly she met Jay-Z when she was 18. They were friends first for over a year, then dated, everything legal. That's the official story and it hasn't changed. But not everyone believes it. Some insiders, including Gene Deal, suggest a different timeline, claiming Jay-Z was much older and involved in Beyonce's life when she was still very young.
when we was in the club together, 90, and at that time, if you look at Jay's age, he was about 30 years old. So, isn't she still somewhat a child? To me, she is. But I guess they protect child. That's how you protect a child. You know, dating her at the age. Gabrielle Union said she went to junior high school with her, and Gabrielle Union is considered 6-7 years older than Beyonce age that she getting. So we really don't know. You know what I'm saying? But to get back to your letter, all celebrities, you may think all celebrities are alike, you know what I'm saying? He know he's under this situation with Puff. But you gotta look at this right here. They sent him a letter, Busby sent him a letter for 2 reasons, I believe. To open.
This was like respecting her, respecting the business, but I was I moved out of rock. Like if y'all look at, I left Rockefeller. It wasn't that I got kicked out of Rockefeller. I left Rockefeller. You understand what I'm saying? The option was there for me to stay. I did not want no parts of it. I was done. I left Rockware. Think about it, bro. I would have to make that choice. I was left no choice. He gave me an offer I could not refuse. Like, we done. You know what I'm saying? You gonna f with this man, you knew he raped my girl, you was in love with her. How could you do that? It's obviously you want me to feel away. Like, it was about it. I really did.
So this is after Jay tried to talk to Aaliyah, but she chose you over him.
You know the timeline, bro. He did the project when she died, which was even more disrespectful to me. And I don't think I
You agree with these claims? And do you think Jay-Z will ever face real accountability for his possible Epstein connections? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more updates on these Hollywood scandals.